Hey, happy Pride Month, my fellow queers. And to celebrate, we're just gonna talk shit that I like. And if you click off this video, then that means you're fucking homophobic. Like, bro, really? You're not gonna watch a fag's video in Pride Month? That's fucking crazy. And now that I got you locked here, I can kind of just talk about whatever the fuck I want, which is kind of what I normally do, but even more so now. So, really wish people would fucking separate like Lovecraftian like theming and style, like the art style and shit, from Lovecraftian as a genre, because the genre is so much more than it's usually put to as far as like story wise. But I don't want to hate on the games that just have cool looking Cthulhu fights that you fight. You're like fighting the Elder Gods in the Elder Gods. I just saw MK2 and me and my homeboys, baby daddies, are buddies now. We need the Johnny Cage Baraka buddy cop movie, bro. Like that shit. You know what? Fuck it. We'll talk about the great old ones and Lovecraft later, because we always talk about it. Let's talk about Mortal Kombat 2 real quick. So fucking cheers, my gays. Grab your fucking nicotine. I'm the fucking no good son of a zinner. And was MK a good movie? No, but it was very fun. And I think it is decent at replicating the vibe of Mortal Kombat, because I don't know if you know this, but Mortal Kombat's really fucking stupid, and it always fucking has. Like, dog, you can see Santa Claus flying across the pit in the arcade games. They set up like these all-powerful gods that make rules regarding like realms taking over realms that just gets completely ignored in the second game. Johnny Cage comes from his powers are from a line of Aztec god hunters in which none of his bloodline became anything close enough to access the power in all the time since the Aztecs, but him being after awakened it because he had it in like the first tournament, even in the fucking rewound timeline. So with the movie not being the fucking Lighthouse or 12 Angry Men, I'm not really upset. And there was a bunch of references, and it stuck close enough to the lore, changing it to be like, this isn't the same story. It was just like, it was just a fun experience. And now granted, they do just flash things from Mortal Kombat on the screen and references to moves and seeing things in real life. However, I'm a huge fucking MK simp, bro. I've been playing since 9. I started playing in tournaments in MKX. Like, you just showed me Baraka shooting his blades out from his arms, and I'm gonna be fucking happy, bro. They didn't do chop chop chop. That was fucked up. It was fucked up they didn't do chop chop chop. And the fight scenes are great. Obviously they do use a lot of CGI, because it'd be kind of hard to do some MK moves with real effects or practical effects. But the CGI looks good, and it's not overdone, even in fights where you would like think it would be. The new Cybot fight in Outworld, I thought would look like a fucking Marvel fight like a Marvel ending fight scene. But most of it was actually just people doing like martial arts and them using like wires and shit. It was cool. And none of the characters felt like they were butchered from the series. Except for Johnny. Johnny felt a little weird. Not like he was butchered, but he definitely wasn't the same. They have this weird mix of old and new Johnny, where he's like it's just like a weird mix of Johnnies throughout like Mortal Kombat media. He's got like the failing actor thing from. I mean, I guess it is, and also happens in 1, but it's much more like the '90s series, where he's like a washed-up actor, and then he finds this as a resurgence. Oh fuck, that is 1. Whatever, you know what I mean. No, you don't. In 1, it's like the start of him failing, right? It's like he was a flash in the pan. But in the '90s series, it was that the '80s stuff is out, or not '90s, the 2000 series, the weird internet series with the cyborg fight in the warehouse, and Sonya and Kano and the Black Dragon. But he like says quips like it is from the game, and I think a lot of that comes from the actor they chose, and they're like, well, we can't have him as like a young person. But it's like, if you can't have him as the Johnny that he would be at this point, why have him at all? Like, Sonya Johnny romance now would be weird as shit. And that's crazy. Jax being younger than Johnny feels fucking weird. And then like him being a bitch also feels weird. It's just they have scenes where he is Johnny, right? Like him talking shit to Baraka to try to get him to fight Liu Kang. A lot of his lines when he starts to feel himself until he gets to the point where he like gets past his own until he realizes that he is not useless and it was just the acting career and yada yada yada. Typical action movie shit. And this time I say it, it actually worked. But other than Johnny, all the characters like their game selves. Like there was nothing criminally different. You could say Baraka, because he's not completely stupid, which is true, and he's not that goofy. That is true. However, all the Baraka scenes are really cool, and his actor is really hot. So, like, get fucked, Baraka, on the big screen. While we're on Baraka, though, I do want to bring something up because when I saw MK with the homie, he brought up he doesn't like the MK1 Baraka thing as much, and I actually do agree. While like it's cool, they really leaned into the freedom fighter aspect by making like Tarkat a disease. He's no longer the leader of an oppressed race. It's just like sick people. So like what he could represent, especially while leaning into like the freedom fighter aspect and the fighting for his people aspect, which is which is and was an allegory for slavery and all that and racial discrimination and everything. And now you just can't do that. Now that aspect of his character is just not there. And until then, I hadn't really thought about that, but it does definitely take away from the character. And I think the actor for Baraka was good, but at one point, I think on this channel, I definitely said and thought that the MK1 Baraka was cool, and I still do. I still think the actor did good. I think I just said that, but it's definitely a downgrade on his character with the disease thing. But dog, there's one person I think in the movie that just like steals the show, and that shit's fucking Katana. Bro, that is one of the best katana I've ever seen, dog. Katana in the movie is so fucking good. It's crazy. Like, actually, my favorite katana in recent times. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not super familiar with the older performances and like the 3D air and shit. But dog, she actually did so good. I want her to be the katana in the games too. Liu Kang does great, don't get me wrong, but Katana is like just actually herself from the games, like one to one, and it's so good from like how she fights to the way the character talks to like how she handles the trauma and how she handles Shao Kahn and her relationship with Jade, which I really thought was Tanya, but it's okay, I forgive them. And I love Queen Katana. So the fact they did that in the second movie and like the Katana's first appearance is just like fucking chef's kiss, bro. Fucking beautiful. And they didn't like have a forced romance between Liu Kang and Katana, which is like the games can't even get that right. So like I really Katana did great. And, I was talking about how Katana fights, and bro, every fight in the movie is actual gas. Like, bro, it does not matter if two punches are thrown in the scene. They went fucking nuts deep into every single fight scene, and I can't appreciate it enough. Like, even even when it's just like Raiden lightning tackling the dude Shang Tsung out of the window when he's trying to kill him, it's still so fucking sick, and it's a CG fight scene. I do not fuck with CG fight scene. It's one hit, but you get the fucking idea. And dog, Katana versus Shao Kahn, also such a good fight. Oh, Shao Kahn was also fucking amazing in the movie. Every Shao Kahn thing was awesome. And Shao killed Cole in like the first 30 minutes, which like, oh my god, I'll suck his dick just for that. In the fights, but the fight scene with Shao Kahn versus Katana especially is so cool. Just like the fucking stab wounds and the stab wound. Like the speed of the choreography and how good they were at depicting like the strength of Shao Kahn's hits, his power and his durability. It's so fucking cool, dude. They do so good about it the entire time. And also showing the brutality. I know they're not gonna have him go out and slaughter children in the movie, but Even just him, like, threatening to kill Sindel in that one scene where he's, like, slowly pressing down on her head more and more after she gets brought back to life is, like, oh, it's beautiful. It's so good. The one that I've been seeing the most hype about, which it absolutely deserves, the best fight in the movie, Liu Kang versus Revenant Kung Lao goes so hard. They did Kung Lao so fucking right in like the different teleport moves he does, the control he has over his hat, like while also showing fucking Liu Kang's battle intelligence. It's fucking breathtaking. And the athleticism on display is amazing. Like the up close hand to hand fights is fire. There's one scene where Kung Lao is like controlling his hat to come back and forth, and Liu Kang is fucking like beating the shit out of him and then like turning around, spin kicking the hat and going back to beat the shit out of Kung Lao. And they keep that going for like 5 hits. I was like, this is so fucking sick, bro. And the Kung Lao actor is so good at showing the anger through the fight scene. The first movie they did him dirty, but I think they made up for it in this one. They did him, and the actor finally got a chance to really shine. The fight was so good, dude. And also, I think both of them had probably the best effects in the movie. Like Liu Kang's fire effects are really, really good, and then same thing with Kung Lao's hat. They're both CG, but it fits really well into the fight scene. Like they did a really good job blending it with the actors. And it looks like they put more effort into that than I've seen a lot of studios do, which I haven't seen them get a lot of praise for. So I really appreciated it. And it actually ends in a fucking fatality. Well, spoilers. Kung Lao gets put onto his own hat after trying to slam Liu Kang's stomach into it, and Liu Kang grabs his fucking arms and slams him into it, and it tears out his fucking middle to like from his like chest down to his like lower abdomen. Oh, it's so fucking cool. And even though he doesn't get like dragged like it would be, in the game, it was still so fucking close, and it was the most like actual fatality in the movie. That's the one thing that they need to do better in the next movie is more fucking fatalities, man. If you're gonna do this stupid action-filled MK movie, then put in some fucking fatalities. And you may have noticed if you know how I usually format reviews, I haven't talked about the story in like I don't know, like 15 to 17 minutes, depending on how much, or 14 to 17 minutes, depending on how much I cut out before this. And if you're familiar with, how I normally do reviews, you might be like, oh, well, even for him, this has been a while since he's like broken down the story. I'm not going to break down the story. I'm going to keep it so real with you. It is really the least important part of this movie. Like it is just enough to like, it is just an excuse to get all the characters in the same place and for Katana to be queen. Like straight up. And I guess to set up for the next movie, but even that, not really. They could like the ending of it is like, oh, we're gonna bring back the people who've died on our side. But they established another world in the first movie, so like literally none of the story in this movie like matters at all. Which you could say is negative, but I say it's just sticking to Mortal Kombat lore. Look at Deception, which you could say is a con, but I say it's just sticking close to, Mortal Kombat the game. The one thing that I did realize, or not realize, but got emphasized in watching the movie was the characters that they just like wasted in the first movie. Which that's why they're doing the next. That's why they said of the next movie where they're going to be going back and like dealing with everybody. But like, dude. They got rid of Melina in the first movie. Cabal died in the first. Natara died in the first movie. And I'm gonna be so for real. While watching it, I forgot that those characters were in MK the movie, not the second game named MK1. Yeah, if you're a Mortal Kombat fan, I highly recommend it. Not a great movie, but it is a great experience. So, it's been real, it's been fun. Hasn't been real fun. Fuck you.